take me through some other ailments that breath work can help us with, or that focusing on our breathing can help eliminate or solve, or can help fight. And then, how about ADHD? Take me down some of that journey, because I've heard you talk about it a lot.
Yeah, so this is something I learned after the book was published years ago. And I kept hearing this from people in the airway space, from different doctors and different dentists. They said, no one's paying attention to this. I didn't discover it. I spent 5 years researching and writing the book. I didn't discover. I thought I covered everything. I didn't. So I was able to revise the hardcover for the paperback, which is out, and I include this version.
So this is in the new revision.
Yeah, it's in the new revision and it's something I try to talk about every single talk I do. I want to talk about this because it's so important and nobody's talking about it. And I'm so tired of getting these letters from parents. I do these talks, right? And there's these line of parents afterwards. And they're yelling at me and they're crying because their kid isn't getting any help. They're like, you need to help me. I was like, I'm a freaking journalist, right? I'm not a doctor, but they're not getting the help from their doctor. So this is what I've learned. I'm a filter. I don't do this research, but I talk to the leading experts in the field. I spend a lot of time doing this. They have told me this, that ADHD is diagnosed as a neurological problem, right? It's a problem with the brain, and it's treated as a problem of the brain, right? So we can give kids uppers to wake them up in the day, Ritalin, whatever. It absolutely works. You can give them downers at night to go to sleep, right? And 10% of the population in the U.S. has ADHD, and around 60% are on these pharmaceutical drugs. And these drugs absolutely work. But what these guys are saying, and the story that's starting to come out, is for so many kids with ADHD, it's not a neurological problem that has caused this. It's a breathing problem at night. It is a plumbing problem, not an electrical problem. They said that the vast majority of kids with ADHD suffer from something called sleep-disordered breathing. What this is when you're sleeping, you're choking on yourself, you're snoring, struggling the entire time. You don't enter those stages of deep restorative sleep. This affects human growth hormone. So again, it affects how you're going to grow. It also affects your brain development, your ability to think clearly the next day. So these kids wake up exhausted. Everything around them drives them crazy, right? I mean, think of how you are when you're jet lagged after a flight that's 12 hours
Anxious.
long, right? You're anxious.
Stressed.
Like bright lights bother you. They have told me that for so many kids, this is the core issue. We've been diagnosing it and we've been treating it wrong, which is why these kids necessarily aren't getting better. They're on these drugs forever. So the number one thing you should do, especially for young kids, is to check their breathing at night. And if they're snoring or have sleep apnea, that could very well significantly be contributing to their symptoms of ADHD. And I can say anecdotally, I can say this because I cannot tell you how many letters parents have sent me. They are so pissed off now because their little Johnny for 5 years was on 20 different drugs, right? Nothing was working. He's 12 years old, still wetting his bed. They taught the kid how to breathe in and out through the nose. They got rid of the snoring, the sleep apnea, and the vast majority of little Johnny's problems go away within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Sometimes within a single night. I just got a letter. Within a single night, this kid who was wetting his bed from day one, couldn't stop it, is now not wetting his bed. And so a lot of this is caused by that chronic stress at night. And another reason why people wake up and pee 3 times throughout the night is we aren't releasing the proper sleep hormones that shut that down, right? And so there's another thing. I just heard today, we just got a letter today that some old grandma was like, I have to wake up and pee twice. And she's like, since I learned how to breathe through my nose and no longer snore, she's like, I don't have to do that anymore. And you could say, oh, these are anecdotes, these are neat stories, but we know the mechanism.
Shit,
right?
that's
This
one
is
piss
measurable.
F. I love it.
Yeah.
Who
wants to do that? Wake up at 2:30 a.m. It's
Especially
awful.
with that age. If you trip on something, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, a trip to the bathroom in the dark at 74?
Yeah.
What are we? You're fucking Lewis and Clark.
I mean, at any age, it sucks.
Yeah.
We can acknowledge that. But yeah, if you're older and you're fragile and your bones are brittle,
Yeah, dude.
it's
You're
really
damn Bear
bad news.
Grylls out there. Yeah.
It's bad news.